CPI news, the CPI news has even become very strong. I'm not saying it's stronger than the NFP, but I'm saying the CPI news has become even very strong. Almost getting as close as NFP. All right. So let's put on our screen because the class is currently being live streamed. All right. So, like I was saying, the NFP news is one of the strongest when it comes to fundamentals. So a lot of people look to stay away from trading that day. And then if you have, please, and when you join, mute yourselves, okay? I'm going to mute everybody now, but when you join, just mute yourself. Thank you very much. Okay, so as I was saying, you might notice the build up to the news, might be a little bit slow. You might notice that there are times in the week where price was not really doing much in the market. And of course, there are times where price would kick it in the market when, of course, when there is the unemployment claims from Thursday and the rest. All right. I think there was when they had the JOLT opening too on Wednesday, there was a time where the market just did that. So basically the whole week has been funded. Let me just use the word funded by fundamentals, right? Everything has been backed by fundamentals mostly for this week, and that's usually how the market reacts to the incoming volume that we're experiencing due to fundamentals. So today, Friday, NFP always happens the first Friday of a new month. In case you don't know the day, so NFP always comes the first Friday of a new month. So in the month of in the month of October, you just know that that first Friday is going to be NFP. You can confirm for yourself. Okay. So we're expecting this at 1:30 today. You can see there is an employment change and employment change and unemployment rate for CAD. And of course, we have the unemployment rate also for USD alongside the NFP, which is now called non-farm employment change. Before it used to be non-farm payroll. Non-farm payroll. Now it's, we have non-farm employment change. It's one and the same thing. All right. So we expect the market to, be very wonderful at this times. Okay, so before that, let's just quickly see what we can do
Good morning,
in
sir.
the marketplace.
Good
Good
morning, sir.
morning.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning.
Eh,
Who is speaking,
morning, sir.
please?
Sorry, sir. As family, sir.
Okay, we thank God.
I want to know, like you said, the market will be wonderful. Like, what
Yeah,
direction, or
very
it should be
wonderful,
written
sir.
down,
No, you,
sir?
you see, okay. You're asking what direction the market will move?
Yes.
Okay. When we are dealing with fundamentals, right? The
Yes,
truth
sir.
is nobody can really tell what that news will tell. That's why they say a lot of people try to stay away from trading in that period. It's not because, or anything, because they don't know what the market will actually do at that point in time. Your technicals may be pointing you to the direction of bullishness, right? But the news
Mm.
comes due to the data that news comes with, right? The news just drives the market to the downside. So after that move to the downside, let's say the market will actually wanted to go up, yes, but after that news to the downside, that's when the market will be correcting itself back to the upside. I
Okay.
don't know if you understand. So that period, that period when the news drops, right? We are not very certain what direction it might be giving us. So that's why some people try to stay a little bit away from the market within that time frame, and then they will go back to the market later. So we don't know the direction, but we just have to still do analysis and then keep ourselves ready so that anyhow it goes, we're going to trade.
Okay. Thank you so much. But based on the reading of the news so far, the understanding you got from there, I think you may be able to figure it out a bit, right?
Hello, hello, can
Hello?
you hear me?
I said, based on the reading of the
Can you
news,
hear
at
me?
least
Am I audible?
I'm hearing you, sir.
Okay, I was off. Okay, okay. What did you say?
I'm saying based on the reading of the news, sir, what
Yes,
actually you
when the
have to
news
hold on to.
okay, yeah, when the news drops, right? The data from the news can actually determine
Like
where
the
the market
actual
can,
forecast and the
can move
previous.
to.
Huh?
Yes, using the forecast, using the forecast and the forecast, the previous and what's the actual news data is, you can actually draw, the direction where the markets will move for that news, for that point in time. But can you actually follow it at the time where it's happening? If you can, then sure, you're right, you do that, okay? So let's just quickly see one or two things. Let's start with gold. Okay, so let's go to the daily. So what do we see that we have just been buying on gold? We have just been going up, 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 up on gold. So yesterday's candle, yesterday, right? Yesterday was Thursday, right? We had Thursday candle sweep
We are
the
not
low
seeing your
of
growth screen. We can't see your
Wednesday.
screen. We can't see your growth, your chart. We can't see your
Okay,
chart.
let me check that out. Okay, is it up now?
It's still
No.
showing. Yeah, it's up.
Okay, it's fine now.
Okay, it's up. All right, that's good. Okay, so as I was saying, as you can see, the Friday, that's the Thursday's candle, swept the previous day's candle. So I'm actually still expecting gold to buy to the upside, but with the way today is, I'll just have to be on the lookout. Using our candle theory, we can expect that price should do what? Price should still rally to the upside. Yes, we had a little bit of bearishness yesterday, but the truth is that right now I cannot really point out where, yeah, an order block on the 4 hours time frame. So if I check the 3 hours to 2 hours, okay, I see something on the 2 hours. So if I draw this on the 2 hours, I can expect something to happen from there. But and then this can even serve as liquidity. I'm only drawing this bias, right? Because of the candlestick, because of the candle theory. When the daily sweeps, the previous day in any direction, we tend to aim for the opposite direction. Example, if we sweep the high, I'm just giving an example, like what you are seeing here. If you sweep the high here, we can be looking for the low, right? If you sweep, let me check for another one. If you sweep, okay, this one happened immediately. All right. But the idea is, on the daily time frame, more often times than not, when you sweep one direction of the previous day's candle, we tend to trade towards the opposite direction. So if you have something like this and you sweep the high, sorry, and you sweep the high like this, price tends to trade all the way to this down. So that's why I'm using that idea for gold currently. Why? Because the next place gold can give me opportunities due to supply and demand or key levels is all the way down here. So I don't really, so if I want to wait for these price movements, we can also wait. But I'm just saying, using the candlestick theory, we can expect that gold can still give us another rally to the upside. If today's news, right, if the fundamentals of today comes and pushes price to the downside, then that's good. If price comes, starts trading to the downside, then that's good. All we have to do is wait for it to come to our areas of interest, all right, our discounted areas, and then we can buy all the way to this high. Sorry, my lines are very marvelous today. So if price can come to this low, then definitely we can buy to the upside. So let us hope that today's news can drive the price of gold down a bit. If it doesn't, then maybe it will just use this order block that we have here and shoot to the upside. But we can never tell. The news is by 1:30. So today I really just want to observe the market. If I get something, I will trigger. But right now, it's too uncertain. This setup is too uncertain. This is the reason why I would not be trading this. Usually, I would have loved to trade this, but let's see what the market does during the news or after the news for gold. Then we can trade. I know there are some people that actually love to trade the news, right? There are people that love to join in the momentum of the news. If you're one of those people, I believe you have your strategy you follow when you're trading the news, then definitely you can do that. And I wish you a successful trading day, of course. Okay, so that's the lookout for XAU. So it's either price comes to play from here and then we go here using the candlestick theory, or the news for today will push the price all the way down and then we can expect something from here to, to still continue to the upside on gold, because currently there is no sign of bearishness for XAU USD. Okay, there is no sign of bearishness. We have just been cooking to the upside and we are currently at the all-time highs region. Okay, so that's the quick lookout that I have for gold. Okay, let's check out. Okay, this guy, I was looking at this guy since last week. Since then, we have not really had price come to touch these our key levels here. So maybe this might be a trade that we'll look for next week. Okay, we can look to trade NZD CHF in the coming week, right? I'm still bearish on NZD CHF. I am seeing all of this as a retracement. Okay, so that when price makes its way into this area, I can look to do what? I can look for it's called an accumulation. If price can accumulate here, and then we can now start doing what? We can now start going to the downside. So that's my lookout for NZD-CHF. I already analyzed this a while ago. I'm just trying to reiterate what I'm looking for. Of course, you can see the build up. You can see the retracement, how price, gave the retracement. See, everywhere was so tight on the daily time frame. It's almost like a consolidation in a trend line channel. Is that okay? So what I'm looking out for is for price to, and you see the way this there's a lot of imbalance in this candle that has still not been filled yet. So if price can trade back to this area on NZD-CHF, then I'll look to sell from here. We can look to sell from this region, and then we target this draw on liquidity that we are having here. Okay, so today being the end of the week, I'm not really, and then of course, you know how today is going to be. So there's no much that I want to really, anticipate or forecast in the market. So I'm looking at what I'm expecting for next week mostly. All right. If you can catch any move between the news hours or after the news hours, then that's definitely going to be good for us. But that's the view for NZD-CHF and gold, right? That's the view for NZD-CHF and gold. Okay, so let's continue. Let's see GBP USD. Do we have anything for GBP USD? GBP USD, GBP USD. What do we have on this guy? GBP USD, right? We looked at something yesterday. Now, while we're still bullish on all these other currencies, we have GBP USD that is showing us something here. So we are still looking at how we can be bullish, even though we still have this supply area here. This guy took structure. Right, this daily supply is here that may give us some bearishness around this region. You can see the way candle took it. It was a fully bearish engulfing candle that swept all of this structure. So for now, even though GBP USD is still bullish, when price gets to this area, we'll see the way price behaves around this zone, right? I'm still expecting price to go up though. But let's see what, please don't write on my screen. Thank you very much. So I'm still expecting price to go up, but let's see. This is a very valid supply zone. And you see there's a lot of imbalance and order block, everything. So I want to see what price does around here. If we can get something, then we can trade. But if we don't get, this is how you know a zone that will fail and a zone that will hold. You will just see the way price is reacting around that area. Instead of price to be giving you expansion to the 4 hours or change of character to the downside, right? It will just be playing around. You just expect price to be doing something like this. It will just if it wants to go back down, but it will still continue going up. That's how you know that that region is not a region that price wants to use to reverse, the price action. Is that okay? So what we're going to do is, while we're expecting bullishness, we still need to see. We cannot just close our eyes to this supply zone. So let us see the way price behaves around here. If we can get some sells, then we can trade along. For now, there is no behavior there for gold. Okay, so we have GBP AUD. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is nice. So GBP AUD, we have this our buy limit from yesterday, of course, and it's still valid. So the time is 9, so definitely we can still it's still valid. It's still valid. We can still place this trade. So for those of us that probably did not get it yesterday, let's see how we can place this buy limit. Let me check the daily time frame again. It's a new day. Okay, there was no sweep of the high, so this is still valid, still looking good. So GBP AUD buy limits, entry price 2.05529, SL 2.05170, and of course the TP is 2.06598. You can screenshot or you can write it down. This is just about the 3-hour trade. Of course, if you see 2R, it's fine. If you see 3R, that's fine. So this our alert is still very, very valid. Is that okay? GBP AUD is still valid for buy opportunities. So maybe we can still place this and look forward to what price do between now and 1:30. Is that okay? So that's my view for GA. That's my view for GA. So I believe that we are having the same view. What's the other one? Let's look at NZD USD. So like I said, I'm forecasting what we're going to see today and also for next week. Okay, so what do we have for NZD? Okay. Euro NZD. No, I don't have. Let me check the daily. What's the daily saying? Nah, there's nothing here for me except for price to still trade to this our area. So no, I don't have anything. Was it Euro NZD or was it Euro AUD I wanted to analyze? Let me check AUD, please. Give me a moment.
Euro AUD.
Let's see. AUD, Euro AUD. Okay. This is AUD. This is AUD. Okay, so this is I think this is it. So I think I'm still here. We are still on this guy here. Is that okay? We are still on this guy. So if we don't fall in, maybe let's see, maybe today's news can bring us into this our area, right? If we don't enter there today, then maybe it's Monday. But definitely this is our region for buy opportunities, right? This is our region for buy opportunities. Is looking very nice. There's order flow in place. There is break of structure. There is inducement, everything. You know what I like to see from my setup. So I have it in this guy here. So if we don't get the push to enter the demand today, then definitely from Monday, I'm going to expect that from Euro AUD. There isn't much to do on this market today. So of course, if you're looking at anything, feel free to share it with us, and then we will dissect it together. If you're having anything, just drop it, and then we'll look at it together. This AUD card too is also a next week. Is also a next week's view for us. So next week we should enjoy this September. God help us this September. Let us be very, very sharp and catch things. All right. So this is AUD card view. I think I talked about this yesterday. This AUD card view for next week. Also, very beautiful price action, break of structure, imbalance is there, fair value gap is there. All of this looks like a trendline liquidity that price will have to, sorry, that's wrong. All this is trendline liquidity that price has to come and clear in the future. Is that okay? So if you can tap, we can tap here, then you know that the next thing is for all of these guys to be swept by price dropping to the downside. Of course, we know at this point that trend line sometimes poses as liquidity. All right. So other block is in the market here, and then I have a very nice area. So for now, there's nothing for AUD card, right? So let price just rise into this our demand zone. Let price fall. What am I saying? Fall into? We are actually going up. Let price go up into our demand zone, our supply zone here, and then we are going to look to trade to the downside. So we are doing like a forecast for next week alongside a trade analysis for today. So for now, we only have the limit order for GBP AUD, please. Right? We only have a limit order for GBP AUD. Okay. So I don't know if you're looking at anything. Drop it for us to look at. We have anything for GJ? What's GJ telling us to do? What's GJ telling us to do? I don't know what GJ is telling us to do. Let me check. Weekly, daily. Let's see. Okay, let me check the 4 hours time frame. The price action here is very compact. It's very, very compact. So, okay. So this was the last point where GJ started moving this sort of order block here. There's something here lower time frame that most definitely. So I'm looking at GJ continuing this buy, right? Looking at GJ continuing this buy. I want these buys to continue. Let me see. Do I have anything on the lower time view? Is taking some time to load. Please, if you are still hearing me clearly, just drop 111 on the chat box, please. Let me be sure that you are still with me. If you hear me clearly, just drop 111 on the chat box, and then I just want to know that you are still with me. Okay, GBP JPY is not giving me a fair value gap to trade from. Okay, not giving me. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm seeing your text. All right. So GBP JPY is not giving me the kind of demand zone that I'm looking for. Of course, if you come to it goes without saying, if you come to the higher time frame, you see the way price has been very compact here. Right. This was the last place. This was the last place that price did what? That price brought in momentum into the market. And then when momentum like that happens in the market, there are a lot of orders there that price needs to come back to fill. So this is our fair value gap, right? You can see there is very obvious. So price had to come back to this place before going back up to the upside. You see, when we have momentum like this, it means that at this point here, there is a lot of imbalance here that price has to do or come back to fill. So when price comes back to fill this imbalance, taps the demand zone, of course. Where's the next place price is going to? The drawn liquidity, which is this high. Is that okay? So that's why I say JPY still has tendencies to go up as high as even this level. So it's for us to look for how we can join in, even though right now it's not looking good. Okay. I think there was another broker that is showing me something. Sorry, let me check another broker. Let me check forex.com. Forex.com is looking good now. There is a fair value gap on forex.com. Why is it not showing on FX? So what you do, please, let me check the World Trade. Let me check the World Trade platform. So give me a moment. Let me just check. The World Trade platform. If we have an imbalance at that area. Okay. Or let me check. Let me use the World Trade chart. Okay. XGBP. Is it GBP? GJ, right? GBP. Give me a moment, please. GBP JPY. Because you see, all these brokers giving us different information can be a problem. Okay. No. The World Trade chart is not even. No, okay. So what we'll do is since we use World Trade here, the World Trade chart is not giving us that's our broker we used to trade. It's not giving us that fair value gap, and you know that you need to trade using what your broker gives you. Is that okay? So, but honestly, this is the last place. This is the last place that there was a little bit of imbalance in the market that price may likely come back to fill before going up to take these highs and as well as this high. Okay. But if your broker is giving you contrary information, it's wise to follow what your broker is giving you. This is the broker we use for analysis, right? But the one we use to trade can give us another information. So you just need to be on the safe side. Is that okay? So that's that for GBP, JPY. Is that okay? Okay, so I'm seeing text from Mr. Femi saying that GA and EU are looking like good trade alerts to buy. Yes. Okay, we have already analyzed that now. So GBP AUD and Euro AUD, they are looking very good for buys. I have dropped the trade call for GA. I've dropped the trade call. So in case you missed it, this is the trade call for GBP AUD. So you can go ahead and place this limit now. And then let's see what price can do for us today for GBP AUD. Okay, so that's the few pairs that I'm looking out for today versus next week. Of course, you know that's over the weekend. We're going to analyze for next week, and of course, when we get more trade opportunities, we're going to send it across or talk about it during the live session. So I was going to say something about USD CAD. So yes, we are very bullish on USD CAD. You see why I say you cannot just ignore what the current market is telling you to do. This is the reason. Now, since we have come here to trade, right, does that not mean we should be coming here as our DOL, right? Yes, this high here should be our draw on liquidity. Is that so? But now, what are you seeing? We're on the weekly time frame now. Now you see that we had this supply zone. This supply zone has everything that you may look out for, right? You see that it broke structure, it has imbalance, and then you can see the way price took this place with momentum. And then what happened on the daily time frame? Price came on the daily time frame and has been doing what? And has been giving us change of characters. On the line chart, it is there on the candlestick too, but on the line chart is still also very, very obvious. So in case you are wondering why there is momentum on the sell, this is the reason why. Okay, in case you are wondering where this sell is coming from for USD CAD, right? This is the reason why. Can you see? This is the reason why there is this sell. Let me be honest with you. I took a sell on USD CAD yesterday from this key level. I got stopped out. The reason I got stopped out was because I had a tighter stop loss. Is that okay? I got stopped out because I had a tighter stop loss. The truth is that I saw this sell on USD CAD, right? I knew that at least maybe we should expect something. So I took a sell from the key level, 4-hour key level here, but my stop loss did not cover this high, which is the reason why I got stopped out. So that was my own fault. You cannot say the market, you cannot blame the market for your fault, right? So I took this trade here, but I came this morning to see that price is actually reacting off this 4 hours supply zone, and then you can see that currently price has done 2 hour? Yeah, it has done 2.5 hour, and then but you see overall we are bullish. But that does not mean we should not take some sells along the line when we see it present itself, because you see these lows here, these areas here. This is an area where we can expect price to still buy from. So what will happen for price to come here to buy? It's going to sell. It has to sell to this area before we can buy, is it not? So if we see some sell along the line, then we can catch it. So that was how I in chess they call it a blunder. That's how I committed this blunder. That just shows that we are all humans, and then from time to time we make mistake. There is nobody that is perfect in this market. Everybody, they chop stop loss. Anybody that tells you that does not hit stop loss or his trading strategy is 100%, the person is lying to you. He's trying to sell you something. And then the moment you buy whatever the person is selling, and then you come into the market, you're going to see that the person was just lying to you. They're going to definitely hit stop loss in this market. But there's no problem. It's the way you recover from the stop loss that that matters the most. Okay. So I want to quickly address something. Mr. Femi said something that is a very big concern when traders are talking to non-traders. I saw the text just before the live session, and then he said, "What are your thoughts?" So I think it's very important that that we dissect that that gist here on the group. So basically, the idea was he was talking with somebody, and he said that that the person is saying that we are gamblers, right? Okay, that we are likened to gambler. Yeah, we are likened to gamblers due to the nature of our job. Our job is that we are not certain about what happens, right? And all of that. Do you know the truth? In this life, there's nothing in this life that you're certain of. Let me just tell you the truth. Because you go out in the morning and then you come back, you don't know what that day even holds for you until you go out that day. All right. But you see, that is just the thing about life. Okay. Now, trading is not gambling. Let me tell you why. You see, gambling, anybody can gamble, whether you are educated, whether you are not educated, whether you have the skill. Gambling is based on what? It's based on pure luck. You are just, it's like tossing a coin, right? You know, when they say spin a wheel, right? Anybody can spin a wheel, but you don't know. There is no data that tells you if you spin a wheel at so and so time, or if you spin a wheel with your left hand, this will happen. Or if you spin a wheel with your right hand, this will happen. If you spin the wheel slowly, this will happen. There's nothing to back up, flipping a coin or spinning a wheel. Are we together? When you spin a wheel, right? Or when you flip a coin, yeah, it's just anything you see as the outcome, you take it. There's nothing you are in control of. Are we together? But it's like playing, okay, but in trading, there is a certain level of control that you have. Well, what is this control that you have? You have the control of doing what? Of doing your analysis by taking data from previous information that has been given to us on the chart. That's how we are able to do what? To get information to do what? To back the information that we get from the past is what backs our future decisions. Are we together? So in gambling, you have zero control over the outcome. But in trading now, you have what? You have information from the past to even back. Are we okay? How was I able to know that this supply will sponsor some sales? Right? How was I able to find out that this supply here will sponsor some sales? Or how did I find out that this demand here that I drew will sponsor sales? Okay. Or is it the trade that we won on okay, there's a trade that I took. I didn't share that one though. That was a personal trade on synthetics. I think 2 days ago. It was a sell on one of the flips. I'm sure before the call ends, right? How was I able to know that price will sell at exactly that point where it sold? It's very simple. I have seen this thing play out over and over in the market. All I have to do is come back and replicate that thing that's happened in the past. Now, if for some reason it doesn't play out the way, it doesn't play out the way it played out, in the past, there is no problem. I know that tomorrow I will come again. I will do the same thing that I did that day that did not work, and it will work out this time around. Why? Because there are series of information from the past that has backed up that claim. Now, let me tell you something. Trading is skill-based. Okay, carry your phone, give it to anybody on the street, tell the person to analyze the market for you and place a trade. He will not be able. In fact, knowing how to operate MT5 self, you need to learn how to do it. It's like I'm preaching. I'm not a preacher. But knowing how to operate MT5, right, is a skill on its own, right? Because I can tell you, push your stop loss to break even. Somebody will not even know how to do it, right? everything in trading is skill-based. It's the skill-based activity. Are we together? You analyze your data and you follow a system. I can tell you, oh, okay, I can tell you, um, I'm looking at the cell here. Like, I'm price to give me a
Mhm. Okay, I think our network has kicked him out. Well, he has said it all. So, maybe that
Hello.
would be the okay. He's
Sorry,
back.
I got stopped out. Okay, Mr. Val, are you speaking?
No, continue. Don't worry.
Okay. So I thought so they didn't pursue me. Sorry about that. So basically, what I was saying is that a gambler focuses on just the results, right? Win or lose, head or tails. You know, he just wants to see what the outcome is, right? But we as traders, we are focusing on something we call process, right? There is a process till you place a trade. So now if that process is not followed, we cannot even activate the trade. Is that okay? So we have process, and of course we have our execution and our discipline to follow the trade. And then when we finally place the trade, we need to do what? Follow up with what? With a good risk to reward ratio. You know, that keeps us in the game for a long time. That ensures consistency and net profit, you know, over time. Is that okay? Like I said, I took a trade yesterday and I got stopped out. I was wrong for the trade, right? Now I have learned from my mistake, right? Tomorrow I'll place another trade and then I'm going to, take into account what I did wrong the previous day. And then I will do what? I will make a better trading decision, right? When you don't have something to follow, when you don't have a a system to follow, how do you even correct yourself, from your past, from your past mistake? Is that okay? So that is it. So you see, over here, yes, there are uncertainties, but we accept that uncertainties from a place of control. We have a process, right? If this process goes well, that's fine. We'll make the money from the market. But if our process is not followed, we'll leave it. But there are times where your process will be intact, but the outcome is different. That's fine. It's just one of those times. That's why they say edge is important in trading. So you need your edge, and then in the long run, this is going to definitely make you profitable. So example, look at the trade I told you I was going to share is Flip X3 trade. Now, the thought process before I place this trade is exactly the same thought process that I have been talking about on this call, on this our live sessions for the past God knows how long. Let me break down the trade for us. It's very simple. It's very simple. Today is Friday, so this is Thursday's candle. This is Wednesday, so that means I took it on Wednesday. Now, what did I see? I came in the morning, and then I noticed that what we have swept the previous day's high, and then there is still space for price to go. So that means if price sweeps the previous day's high on the daily time frame, please, I use this thing on the daily and the weekly only. Is that okay? I draw my bias from the daily and the weekly. Now, after taking this high, where is price going to go for? It's going to go for the low, and you can see that there's space on the low. So now that is that. Now my step one. My step one is taken a B. My step one is the what? Is the sweep. Now, what is my step two? Now let me go. My step two is the 4 hours time frame. Right? What do I want to see on the 4 hours time frame? A fully bearish or bullish engulfing candle on outright expansion on the 4 hours time frame, or on the line chart rather. Now, on the line chart, there was no expansion yet, but what was there? The candle formation that I like, was present here. So that gave me enough reason that price is likely going to sell. So what does that tell me now? My step one is check. My step two is check. Now, what is my step three? My step three is go on the 1 hour time frame. If there is imbalance, because of course, if there is a fully bearish engulfing candle, that means there's imbalance. Sorry, that means there's break of structure on this thing. So I don't need break of structure again, since that's already confirmed. As you can see here, there is break of structure here. So I'm fine. So my step three is what? Is fair value gap. My step three is fair value gap on the order block on this thing. Sorry. On the, what's it called? On the 1 hour time frame. So what did I see here? It was present here in the market. Where is this stuff? It was present here in the market. You can see the fair value gap. You can see the imbalance. Everything was there. So all you have to do is take your trade, stop loss above here, and then take profit is where? Is here. Simple 3 hour, and you are done for the day. See this process. I just joined the process from when price did not even give me. I drew the process from when price did not even give me this what? This break of structure. So if somebody is telling you that you are a gambler, then please, I want you to just how do you call it, debunk that statement with what I have just explained to us here today. So that's how that trade was caught, and then that's how a lot of trades are being caught. Supply and demand, or is it the daily candle, or is it the daily candle theory that we use? All of them work. Are we together? So I just wanted to talk about that notion, right? Because it flies around a lot that we are gambling. We are not actually gambling. We are speculating, as Mr. Femi said on the message. We are speculating and making use of past data to forecast future price action. So I hope with this viewpoint of mine, I've been able to convince us and not confuse us that trading is not gambling. Thank you very much. Okay, so we have the 10 a.m. session, and let's go ahead and prepare ourselves for people that will be joining. You can join the 10 a.m. session. Thank you very much, Abiola, Abraham, Chooks, Obuta, Jeremiah, Abu, Joseph, Kende Dada, Nena, New Tech Sphere, Olufemi. That's Mr. Femi that brought this gist that we just finished gisting now. And Oluti, and I can see the Solomon. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful session. So I'll see you in the next time. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zito.